Welcome back. In this video, you will learn what is time travel in Snowflake. When we talk about time travel, we would like to see how data looked like at some point in time in the past or in the history. The purpose or use case could be anything, for example, analyzing our ETL or ELT process and how it changed the data from state 1 to state 2, or restoring data that accidentally modified or updated or deleted, taking a backup from the past, and many more interesting use cases. So let's understand it in detail. We have a customer table and data is loaded via copy command, and we can say that it is day 1 and a time t1 and a version v1 data with a query id ending with 000. Next day, an ETL job performs an update operation that updated one or more rows and changed the state of the data, and we can represent it with a day d2, time t2 and version v2 with a query id ending with 111. A few more DML operations executed, and that may include insert, update, and delete SQL statement, and that's how we reaches the day 9 and the time T9 with the version V9 having a query ID ending with 999. Now in traditional database system, it is hard to see how data looks like at version V2 or version V1 and any version or state of the data between V1 to V8 when your current state of the data is V9. However, in Snowflake, we can look back up to 90 days of historical data, and that is what we call a time travel in Snowflake. The default time travel duration is 1 day for a standard edition, and it can be set as 0. 2 if you try to change this value higher than 1. For standard edition, you will get an SQL error. The time travel duration is also known as a retention period, and this can be changed at account level using a parameter function. This parameter is known as data retention time in days. For enterprise edition and above, you can set up this value from 0 days to 90 days. Now let's elaborate this example and see what all I can do using extended SQL to leverage the time travel feature. If I just write a query select star from customer table, it picks the state of the table from version 9 and displays the result. If I want to see how data look like at version v2, then I can use extended SQL, which is not on standard SQL. And we can use time travel SQL keywords like at or before and fetch the results. So here I am writing the SQL statement select star from customer table at statement id equals to query id ending with 111, and this brings the state of the data at the version v2. So at is the keyword which allows me to fetch the historical data, and you have to pass statement id so Snowflake knows what to pull from the history. I can also use before keyword and see how data looked like before version v2, and the syntax goes like this. Select star from customer before with statement id ending with 111, and it pulls version v1 state of the table data. So this is how the overall extended SQL for time travel works. This is not the standard ANSI SQL keywords. You can use keyword offset in place of add keyword if you don't remember exact query ID. The offset allows you to go back to X seconds back in the history from your current timestamp. The syntax goes like this. Select star from customer at offset and values in seconds. In this case, I want to see how data looked like 300 seconds back, and here you can also use expressions alternatively. You can also specify the timestamp and fetch the dataset. So this is how all the different extended SQL works. So we have 3 ways to fetch the data from the history: using time travel feature, using the statement or the query ID. The next option is that using the timestamp keyword, and the third option is using the offset keyword. And this is how they look like. You can use any of them based on the use case or your business requirement. Don't worry if they are not very clear to you. We'll see them using the free trial edition later on in this section. But that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.